All right. CGC is taking a beating right now. There's a lot of content out there, a lot of videos with people talking about Bendgate, Bananagate, whatever you want to call it, the scandal, the reholdering thing. All of the things that CGC has done wrong in the past few months, it's almost as if they're positioning themselves for PSA just to take over. And I mean, if that's your goal, by all means, sure, whatever. But it's actually getting to the point where CGC is seriously harming the economy for buying and selling comics, not necessarily raw books. Those are booming. I have no trouble selling raw books, and I'm sure a lot of people, I've heard this from other people, have the same experience. So I thought I would try to do something constructive. Instead of just another bashing CGC video, I thought I would just throw, just off the top of my head here, I just wrote some stuff down on a couple sticky notes here of ways that I could see them just improving right now to help their situation as far as a business goes, from a business standpoint, and also just make it more fun for us, the submitters. Not the ones just doing it for business, but people that want their collectibles cared for, and they want to preserve them so we can display them like this in a beautiful fashion, right? So, yeah, let's just go through them. I mean, the obvious one is just improve your quality control. We should not be getting books in very frequently. It seems like every shipment has something, right? We shouldn't have scuffs on the case. We shouldn't have bins. Obviously, that's something that's an ongoing thing right now. But yeah, Newton rings have been a thing. I mean, all of these little things, nicks in the case, just like rough handling type of things. Scuffs on the inner well that causes a hazy spot over the book. I mean, I could probably name a dozen things. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just little annoyances. Why can't we just get a perfect slab? There's got to be a way to do it. So as a business, focus on quality control or the process to get us perfect products back to us 99% of the time. Sure, there's always something that's going to happen. No business is perfect. We don't expect that. That's why you have the reholdering. But how much time are you guys at CGC spending reholdering books, regrading books, all of that stuff? Don't you get tired of it? Of dealing with the hassle? Wouldn't it be so much easier just to give a quality product? It'd probably save you a lot of money too as a business tip, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, a friend of mine, I cleaned and pressed this book and sent it to him. Well, I was like, I got it back, I was like, yeah, this isn't really, there's no bends on this book. That's a good sign, right? Until I saw the back. Let me see if I can get it in the light here. There is a big bend right here and right here across the entire center of this book that was not there when I submitted it. It's almost as if somebody got the inner well. Oh no, this is bent. Let me fix that. And bent. I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's what it looks like. It looks like somebody corrected the inner well by bending the book this way to make it lay flat in here. So I got a 3.5 when I was expecting a 4.5, which, I mean, harsh graders happen. Maybe I'm not that good at grading low-grade, mid-grade books anyway, so whatever. I'm okay, whatever. The grade is 3.5, but the book does not need to look like trash in there. I mean, it looks like it's been manhandled. This book looks nowhere near as nice as when I sent it in. Turnaround time on this one was terrible, too. I sent it, I'll put the dates on there, but it's a long time. I fast-tracked this book. And it took forever to come back, relatively speaking. I know it's a vintage. It should not have taken as long as it did to get a fast track. What am I paying for? What's fast track mean if it's like I paid for slow track? I mean, do you have a slow track option? I would rather get a discount and slow track it if it's going to take this long. Give me the discount to slow track it. I mean, don't let me pay the money for fast track and then put it in the slow track tier. I don't, you know. I mean, this is totally unrelated to that, but just something off the top of my head is a lot of times I'll submit like 10 X-Men books or 10 Spider-Man books, or I'll have whatever, and I'll be like, man, it would be nice to throw a custom label on some of these or all of them. And every time I check out, I'm like, these custom labels, a couple of them are okay, but where are all the options? I don't know how hard it would be to implement a system where you could have 250 custom label options. Why not? Why not dedicate a whole department to that and just, I don't even care if you charge a little bit more for them. Just, if you give me a premium 250 selection list, I might pay, all that much more money. If I know it's a book that I'm going to have on my wall for the next 25 years, I might be willing to pay for that custom label. I don't know what it is with the custom labels. Why are there such trash options right now? That's one of the things that kind of separates you from CBCS and potentially PSA is your labels. If your labels weren't as good as they are, I'm pretty sure that people would have already been with CBCS a long time ago. That's kind of the thing that separates you, CGC. So you better do something about that. Do a better job of the custom labels, or at least tell us why you can't. I would like to see premium pressing options from CGC. Why not? I mean, I use a tack iron. I'm not saying you don't. But from the books I've gotten back, the test books from CCS, it's pretty obvious that I don't think a tack iron is being used on these books. I think it's just a press. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Once again, I'll get to this in another suggestion later, but transparency would let us know exactly what you're doing. What are you doing to these books at CCS? Are you just doing a quick press? What's your process? Offer premium services. Let somebody pay to have somebody meticulously take a tack iron. Obviously have them sign some kind of waiver saying there's risk with that, and a lot of people would take that risk if it's going to improve the grade, potentially 1 or 2 bumps. Heck yeah, use a tack iron on it if that's going to happen. I think that might be one of the reasons I get, it seems like, higher grades than I probably deserve is because I spend a lot of time with this and I get every little wrinkle. I make sure those books are as perfect as they can possibly be before they go out of my door. That's what we want from CCS. Why not? If it's going to cost you that much more, charge us for it. People will pay for a premium service. Give us the option. We'll pay for it. At least I will, or I would if I wasn't already doing my own books. What's with the exorbitant charges on unlimited value books? I did a pretty valuable book recently, and they upcharged me an extra $100, I don't even remember what it was, $400 or something. It ended up costing over $600 to grade that book. $600 for one book? Where's that money going? Are you paying the grader $600 to grade this book? Literally, it takes 10 minutes or less to grade one book. Why are you charging me $600? Now, once again, transparency. Is it for the insurance costs when you ship it back to us? Okay, I can understand that, but make it transparent. Do a scale. If a book's valued at 10 grand to 15 grand, you're going to charge us $100 for insurance. Okay? The flat fee was $80, you're charging us $180. Okay, if it's a $50,000 book, it's $300 insurance. Okay, you're charging us $380 to grade it. Just let us know where this money's going. If somebody sends you a $100,000 book and you're going to charge them, 3 or 4%, that is a lot of money, and I think it's excessive. So you should be giving, if it's because you're going to give more attention to detail on these more valuable books, well, what the heck is with that? You should be treating a $1 book exactly the same as a $1 million book. They should have the same process for grading, the same care, same carefulness, same quality shipping. Everything should be the same from a 50-cent book, a penny book. I don't care. Any book that comes to I don't care if it's a coverless book that's been in the bathroom for 40 years. You're going to grade it exactly the same way you would a $1 million book, right? Right? Is that what you're doing? Because you should be. I keep talking about this as kind of a thing, so I guess my next tip for CGC to improve is definitely more transparency. Exactly what are you hiding here? Don't tell me proprietary stuff, because people, what are somebody going to do? Go out tomorrow and start your business and replicate it? Well, then sue them for it. Don't worry about proprietary or whatever reason you're not being more transparent. Don't just give us these attempts at humor videos on Instagram, showing somebody walking through your dirty grading room with, sunlight coming through the window shining down on books. We don't want to see that. We want to see, maybe you are hiding something, I don't know. We want to see the exact process from beginning to end. What are you doing? If you feel like you can't show that to us because you think we'd be disappointed, then something's wrong. If you cannot be 100% transparent with your process, you need to change and improve your process and not be ashamed of it. If that's the reason, I really don't know, because there's no transparency. How would I know? How about this? When anybody places an order, we're assigned a customer service rep with a name, and we're given their contact information. So if we have any questions during the process before or after we receive the book back, we have a direct point of contact with a name that we can reach out to. Now, CGC's customer service is not terrible. It's better than the other companies I've dealt with, CBCS in particular. But, I mean, just that extra layer would be so nice to have like one person to deal with. And in fact, you could assign like a customer that sends dozens of books a month like me. Why not just assign them a full-time person? Give them, like if you spend a certain amount of money with CGC, you're upgraded to like a different tier where you get another layer of customer service. Well, in other words, what I'm saying is if I'm going to submit 10 orders to you a month, why don't I deal with Mabel 10 times or Johnny or whoever? I don't want Mabel today, Charlie tomorrow, Henry. I don't know where I'm getting these names from. But anyway, if I'm submitting multiple orders, just give me the same person to deal with all the time is what I'm saying. Whereas if I'm submitting twice a year, okay, who cares? I get Charlie this time and Mabel next time. It does not matter in that case. Why not? I mean, even a virtual assistant, you can do anything nowadays. It's so easy and so low cost to get good customer service nowadays. There's no excuse. No excuse. I run a business. I know how it is. I know other people that run online businesses. Very, very easy to give good customer service nowadays, and it's not expensive at all. And the last tip, I don't even know if it's really a tip, is just communicate with us more directly, honestly. We can spot bull crap from a mile away. You're not going to fool us. We're smart people. We're nerds. Really? You're trying to fool nerds, right? We're the smartest people in the world, if I do say so myself. People that collect comic books, any kind of collectible, are generally pretty smart people. You're not going to BS us. So just be transparent and talk to us. We just want to be involved in the process. And we want to feel like we're heard and exactly what we want. We know exactly what we want from you as a company. You should be providing us that service, giving us exactly what we want within reason, right? I don't know why you can't. Maybe you do this and I just don't know about it. Is there like a weekly Q&A you could create where we can give suggestions and you actually implement some of these things? I know some things have happened in the past, but yeah, more communication. We feel like we're just talking, like when we go on the CGC boards, there's like one rep there, Mike or whoever. I don't remember who. You need to draw a line in the sand, whoever is the president or whoever is actually running the show at CGC. I don't even know if it's Matt Nelson. Who's above Matt Nelson needs to draw a line in the sand and say, look, holy crap, we screwed things up. This is what happened. This is how we're fixing it, etc., etc. And they need to rebrand because, like I said, PSA's coming. I don't want CGC to fail. Nobody wants CGC to fail. But if PSA can deliver a product better than CGC, bring it on, because I know the trust is probably going to be there. They've been doing sports cards since the 90s, and people trust them. I don't know if they're the biggest name. I don't know anything about sports cards. But yeah, if they're a reputable entity already in that realm of collectibles, then why not it makes sense that they would be able to move right into comic books, especially if there's a struggling leader in comics right now. So CBCS, hopefully your values, just your labels look better now, but maybe there's some other things you could do to kind of shift into that space. And I would like to see 3 even options. That would be ideal. And maybe just the aesthetics is the reason you choose a different one. We shouldn't choose a grading company because another one sends us back bent comic books. We shouldn't choose one because the values are so much lower. We just need options. We need competition. Yeah, I'm ranting. I promised I would not rant in this video. I promised myself. I don't know if I promised you earlier. Maybe. But yeah, this was meant to just be a quick 7 tips off the top of my head. But it turned into more of a rant. Sorry about that. But hopefully there's some positivity to be gained from this. Please leave a comment below on how you think. And let's keep it positive. We've already seen all the negativity. We don't need to fill my comments up with a bunch of negative crap. It's already out there. People are already aware of this issue. Let's turn a page on it, and let's see how we can help CGC improve what they're doing. Let's give them the push that they need maybe to make this happen. So stay nerdy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.